What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Punk Rock Radar. I know it's been quite a while since I've actually recorded something, and I am going on vacation next week, so there's going to be another little lapse. But before I go, I am recording the Screeching Weasel tier list with Dylan from Dying Scene. And then once I get back, I've got a couple videos planned. We're going to do Good Charlotte tier list. I'm going to do that with Karina from Rock Freaks. And then we're finally going to do Core Part 2 with Dickie from Punk Bunker, Vader Gigs, Be Fair, all that stuff. So that is on the way. But today I'm going to do this, talk about my old ticket stubs that I've got in this book here. I've been talking about doing this for a while. So just want to kind of go through some of the shows I've been to in the past. I think this starts around 2001. So this is by no means a complete collection. I've lost so many stubs over the years. I think there was one move I did where I was moving like a couple blocks up the road. So I just had some friends come over and help me move. And at the time, I had a lot of my ticket stubs underneath a glass table that was kind of like a coffee table downstairs. And walking those 2 or 3 blocks, the guy carrying it actually dropped the table. So a lot of those stubs are gone, damaged, thrown away. That was back in 2013, I believe. So a lot of the like that era will be completely gone, but most of them are here. I've kept probably over 200 ticket stubs over the years. So I hope you guys enjoy this walk down memory lane. I'm not sure I'm going to remember a lot about these shows, really just like a show and tell type thing. So if you guys like this, you want me to do part 2 or whatever, I know Lewis has his stubs too. Just let me know down in the comments, but let's just get straight into it here. And give me a minute to get this zoomed in properly. So our first one here is going to be Warped Tour 2001. I believe this was my second Warped Tour. I know Pennywise was on this. I'm not sure the other bands. I actually have the program still in my closet, but of course, you know, those early 2000s Warped Tours were just tough to beat. Like 99 through 2003 are probably like the golden age of the Warped Tour. Then we've got this one, which was a drive-through record show for $8 back in 2001. And if you take a look at the date here, this was actually 2 days after 9/11 in New York. So Homegrown actually did not come to this concert. I don't blame them, who wanted to get on a plane around that time. But Alistair headlined, I believe, and all the other bands are there. You could see Fizzlewink, who actually is Matchbook Romance. They were the Getaway before that, but Fizzlewink was, I think, the first incarnation of that band. Then we've got another local show here, Fizzlewink again. We got Shades Apart, Corey. I can't see. I have no idea who signed that. I don't know why. I'd be getting signatures at a local show, but I was 15 or 16, so I did. Then the other local show looks like Conehead Buddha, Next to Nothing, Flipside Model Citizens. Couldn't tell you a song by any of those guys. Then I've got a couple stubs, not a lot like this, but over the years, you know, these tickets that are over 20 years, they get faded. So at some point when I was probably still a teenager, I wrote in this, but this was a hell of a show. This is Good Charlotte, spelled wrong, not my spelling. That's how they spelled it on the ticket. Ticketmaster, not Good Charlotte, obviously. Messed in the Movie Life, awesome show. October 19th, 2001. I actually remember that one pretty well. I went with like a big group of friends from high school, and one of the girls' her older sister actually took us. Susan, if you're watching, shout out to you for taking us. Appreciate it. Then we've got, I think this is my first NoFX headlining show. This is October 30th, 2001. This was with Frenzel Rom and the Mad Caddies. And this show, it says October 30th, 2001, but again, 9/11 had moved this, eventually became the World, which was WHIRL tour in 2002. And my mom had taken me to this with my friend, and she stayed in the parents' lounge. She still remembers that, but awesome show. I love Frenzel Rom, love NoFX, love Mad Caddies. I would love to see that tour again, honestly. Then we've got the Bouncing Souls, Flogging Molly, and Madcap. A one man army too. Another really good show at the Chance in Poughkeepsie, November 25th, 2001. The Bouncing Souls. I've said this in a couple episodes, but they played the New York, New Jersey area constantly. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of Bouncing Souls stubs in here. Then let's go on to December 7th, 2001. Slackers, Movie Life, H2O, River City High. Another badass show. Like a Movie Life is another band you're gonna see in here like a dozen times. I saw them every time I could. All right, page two. First one is gonna be Murphy's Law with The Getaway. So Fizzlewink is now The Getaway. Next to Nothing and Taking Back Sunday. And that would be before Taking Back Sunday had grown up. This would be before Tell All Your Friends. So that's a cool one to have. Then we've got, God, that's a cringy one, Twisted, who was part of the Insane Clown Posse crew. So at the time, my mom would pretty much drop me off at the Chance because I couldn't drive after 9. I believe I would have been 16 at the time. So she would just drop me off. I would just see who's ever playing. And most of the time, if I was embarrassed, I wouldn't keep the stub. But I kept this one for some reason. And then when I stumbled across it, I was like, I have to just leave it in here. But then we've got H2O again with Autopilot Off. Next to Nothing, who's I think that's the third time. And Jerk Magnet, a couple local bands. Autopilot Off from New York, H2O from New York. So really just a local show. Then we've got Handsome Devil and Lit. Lit was obviously the headliner here. I don't know why I had Handsome Devil. I've never heard of them. As the main one here. I don't know who signed that. Probably someone in Lit, but who knows? Then we've got Pennywise at Irving Plaza. 2002. I want to say this was with Ignite. And I can't maybe the Circle Jerks. I can't remember. We saw Pennywise a couple times back to back at Irving Plaza, and I swim with Lewis, and I always mix up the openers, but I'm pretty sure this was with Ignite. Then now Matchbook Romance getting their own shows. They got them, and then Taking Back Sunday is the opener with a couple more local bands. Again, all New York bands here, so local show. Then big one here, we got Blink-182 and Green Day Pop Disaster Tour, Madison Square Garden, May 31st, 2002. Opener for this one was, what's that band? Saves the Day. Saves the Day was the opener here. Another really cool show. Then we've got Bigwig, was one of my favorite bands back in high school. I don't know who F. Timmy is, but this is another probably just New York and New Jersey band show. And I'm not going to go through too many more here. Like I said, I've got hundreds. I want to keep these around like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm probably already over that by now, but I'll just do one more page. We've got Less Than Jake and Roseland Ballroom. I remember this one because I had went to this show by myself and I had missed the last train, and I slept in Grand Central Station by myself. That was the last time I went to a show in the city alone. So I'm sure the show was good. The after show was not. Again, $15 for all these shows. This was the way it was back then. Then we've got Warped Tour 2002. This is Mark from Guttermouth Signature. I've got that one, and then I've got a clean one here because my uncle had taken me to this one, so he always would give me his ticket. Then we've got the Suicide Machines, From Autumn to Ashes, Next to Nothing. Kind of a weird show, but back then, the Suicide Machines, this was before A Match and Some Gasoline, so they were kind of still in that weird period. So seeing them with Autumn to Ashes isn't the craziest thing. Then we've got Mighty Mighty Boss Tones at the Chance, another band that played the Northeast all the time. I'm not a huge Boss Tones fan, but I mean, if they came around, I went to see them. Then this is actually a cool one. $10, Goldfinger, Alistair, and Big Blue Monkey, who, if you don't know, turned into Story of the Year. And at the time, they had only one album, which was called A Story of the Year, The Story of the Year. But this is actually Goldfinger, Alistair, and Story of the Year for $10. Pretty sweet show. Then Hardcore show, we got Most Precious Blood, Blood for Blood, and Terror. Not super into any of those bands. Like I went through a couple hardcore phases, like growing up in this area. You're gonna hear a lot of hardcore. So I went from once in a while, but not really my thing. And then the last one I'll do today, I might be saying this wrong, but I believe this is the Punkorama Tour 2002. It was Guttermouth, 1208, Authority Zero, and Gob, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. I really, really like all of those bands. And I'm pretty sure this was it, Sunday, October 27, 2002. So that's it. That's what I'm going to wrap up here because I've got pages and pages and pages of these to go through, and I don't want this to be an hour-long video. But I saw in this binder, in the door of it, there's a couple things I'll just show quickly before I wrap up. A couple just things I picked up at shows across the years. We've got MXPX. I think it's like a greatest hits album signed by Mike. And Mike always signs stuff after the show. The whole band does. This is my wristband signed by the band. And then Mike had signed, this is when Renaissance came out, I guess. Then we've got Zebrahead. This one I believe was a pre-order, so not from a show with the band. Hatebreed, like I said, if you live up in this area, you're going to see hardcore a lot. This one actually, Jamie Josta was signing things at the mall for his other band, Kingdom of Sorrow. So we got that signed, and then I just brought this sign because this is my favorite Hatebreed album. Then we've got Less Than Jake. This is all the members signed. I also believe this was an Inner Punk pre-order. Back when this came out, that they were doing signed ones. Then we've got 18 Visions. This is actually a funny one. I saw 18 Visions at the Chance in Poughkeepsie. And most of the time after the shows, we would all go to the diner, actually in Newburgh, the Alexis Diner. And after the show, we go and we see, it wasn't the whole band, but it was, I'm going to butcher his name. I think his name is James Hart or something. I'm pretty sure. I can't really tell from this. I think his name is James Hart. And he was at the diner like 2 tables down from us. So I got him to sign this there. This, not my favorite 18 Visions albums, but I bought it at the show. So it is what it is. And then the last one, showed this one already in the Offspring video. This is from Warped Tour 2003, I believe, where Dexter was working at the Nitro Records booth. And this was the only Offspring album they were selling there. So had him sign it. Cool guy. But that's it. And then the rest in this folder, apparently in my life savings here of two $2 bills, decided to make its way in here. But that's going to wrap up today, guys. Like I said, if you like this video, you want to see more of this crazy ticket collection, just leave a comment, leave a like, or just text me. Let me know what you think on Instagram. Thanks for watching. And up next is going to be Good Charlotte once I'm back from Florida. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.